Hollywood has created thousands of stars, but only a few names survived the test of time. Today, we're looking at 50 forgotten stars from the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. Actors who were once everywhere but slowly faded from the spotlight. From TV legends, to blockbuster icons, to child stars who suddenly disappeared. This is Forgotten Hollywood Stars, then versus now. Let's begin. 1. Farrah Fawcett. Real name, Farrah Lenny Fawcett. Born February 2nd, 1947, then. Charlie's Angels, superstar. Now passed in 2009. Fun fact, her 1976 red swimsuit poster sold over 12 million copies. Still iconic. 2. Burt Reynolds. Real name, Burton Leon Reynolds Jr. Born February 11th, 1936. Then Hollywood's #1 box office star of the 70s. Now passed in 2018. Fun fact, almost played James Bond and Han Solo. 3. Raquel Welch. Real name, Jo Raquel. Tejada born September 5th, 1940. Then 60s to 70s sex symbol. Now past 2023. Fun fact, her fur bikini from 1 million years BC became a global pop culture symbol. 4. Jane Fonda. Real name, Jane Seymour Fonda. Born December 21st, 1937. Then Oscar-winning actress. Now still active at 87. Fun fact, her workout VHS tapes are the best-selling fitness videos of all time. 5. Mark Hamill. Real name, Mark Richard Hamill. Born September 25th, 1951. Then Luke Skywalker. Now voice acting legend. Fun fact, became the most famous voice of the Joker in Batman animations. 6. Pam Grier. Real name, Pamela Suzette Grier. Born May 26th, 1949. Then 70s action queen. Now still doing select roles. Fun fact, Quentin Tarantino calls her the first female action hero. 7. Sally Field. Real name, Sally Margaret Field. Born November 6th, 1946. Then Smokey and the Bandit, Forrest Gump. Now still acting. Fun fact, her Oscar speech. You Like Me became a meme before memes existed. 8. Goldie Hawn. Real name, Goldie Jean Hawn. Born November 21st, 1945. Then 70s comedy star. Now runs Mindfulness Foundation. Fun fact, she was once a go-go dancer before Hollywood. 9. Clint Eastwood. Real name, Clinton Eastwood Jr. Born May 31st, 1930. Then Western and action icon. Now directing at age 95. Fun fact, he survived a plane crash into the ocean in 1951. 10. Carrie Fisher. Real name, Carrie Frances Fisher. Born October 21st, 1956. Then Princess Leia. Now passed in 2016. Fun fact, she punched up rewrote many Hollywood scripts secretly. 11. Richard Roundtree. Real name, Richard Arnold. Roundtree born July 9th, 1942. Then Shaft, now past 2023. Fun fact, known as the first black action movie hero. 12. Linda Carter. Real name, Linda Jean Cordova Carter. Born July 24th, 1951. Then Wonder Woman. Now singer plus occasional actress. Fun fact, won Miss World USA in 1972. 13. John Travolta. Real name, John Joseph Travolta. Born February 18th, 1954. Then Grease, Saturday Night Fever. Now still acting. Fun. Fact, he is a licensed commercial airline pilot. 14. Olivia Newton-John Real. Name, Olivia Newton-John born September 26th, 1948. Then Grease superstar. Now past 2022. Fun fact, her grandfather won a Nobel Prize. 15. Morgan Fairchild. Real name, Patsy Ann McClenny. Born February 3rd, 1950. Then 80s beauty icon. Now still acting occasionally. Fun fact, she was kidnapped at gunpoint in her teens. Survived. 16. Linda Evans. Real name, Linda Evenstad. Born November 18, 1942. Then Dynasty superstar of the 1980s. Now semi-retired, lives a quiet life. Fun fact, she once trained in martial arts with Bruce Lee. 17. Bo Derek real name. Mary Kathleen Collins. Born November 20th, 1956. Then became a sex symbol after the movie 10. Now runs a skincare and pet charity brand. Fun fact, her braided hairstyle in 10 became a global trend. 18. Robert Redford. Real name, Charles Robert Redford Jr. Born August 18th, 1936. Then heartthrob of 70s films. Now retired from acting, environmental activist. Fun fact, founder of Sundance Film Festival. 19. Angie Dickinson. Real name, Angeline Brown. Born September 30th, 1931. Then icon of the 60s and 70s thrillers. Now retired. Fun fact, she was one of the first women to lead a crime series, Policewoman. 20. Catherine Ross. Real name, Catherine Juliet. Ross, born January 29th, 1940. Then The Graduate Beauty. Now quiet life with husband. Sam Elliott. Fun fact, nominated for both Oscar and BAFTA for the same role. 21. Lee Majors. Real name, Harvey Lee Urey. Born April 23rd, 1939. Then The $6 Million Man. Now still does guest TV roles. Fun fact, almost became a football star before acting. 22. Sissy Spacek. Real name, Mary Elizabeth Spacek. Born December 25th, 1949. Then Oscar-winning actress, Carrie. Now occasional acting roles. Fun fact, originally wanted to be a singer. 23. Barbara Hershey. Real name, Barbara Lynn Hertzstein. Born February 5th, 1948. Then 70s to 80s. Romantic drama actress now. Appears in select films. Fun fact, she once changed her name to Barbara Siegel after a movie accident. 24. John Voight. Real name, Jonathan Vincent Voight. Born December 29th, 1938. Then Midnight Cowboy star now, still active in acting. Fun fact, father of Angelina Jolie. 25. Ally McGraw. Real name, Elizabeth Alice McGraw. Born April 1st, 1939. Then love story icon. Now animal rights activist. Fun fact, nearly quit acting after becoming overwhelmed by sudden fame. 26. Marlo Thomas. Real name, Margaret Julia Thomas. Born November 21st, 1937. Then star of 60s sitcom, That Girl Now, charity ambassador for St. Jude Fund. Fact, she is Danny Thomas's daughter, founder of St. Jude. 27. Deborah Winger. Real name, Mary Deborah Winger. Born May 16th, 1955. Then 80s drama queen, an officer, and a gentleman. Now works selectively. Fun fact, she was paralyzed for months after a car accident before fame. 28. Yvonne DiCarlo. Real name, Margaret Yvonne Middleton. Born September 1st, 1922. Then star of The Munsters Now, past 2007. Fun fact, played Moses' wife in the Ten Commandments. 29. Linda Blair. Real name, Linda Denise Blair. Born January 22nd, 1959. Then The Possessed Girl in The Exorcist Now, runs an animal rescue foundation. Fun fact, her role caused people to faint and run out of theaters. 30. Tony Curtis. Real name, Bernard Schwartz. Born June 3rd, 1925. Then 60s comedy and action icon. Now passed in 2010. Fun fact, father of Jamie Lee Curtis. 31. Shirley Jones. Real name, Shirley Mae Jones. Born March 31st, 1934. Then The Partridge Family. Now retired fun fact, won an Oscar while starring in musicals. 32. David Soul. Real name, David Richard Solberg. Born August 28th, 1943. Then Starsky and Hutch. Now passed in 2024. Fun fact, he had a singing career with UK #1 hits. 33. Cheryl Ladd. Real name, Cheryl Jean Stoppelmore. Born July 12th, 1951. Then replaced Farrah Fawcett in Charlie's Angels Now and still working. Fun fact, she originally started as a singing voice for cartoon characters. 34. Jacqueline Smith. Real name, Jacqueline Ellen Smith. Born October 26th, 1945. Then Charlie's Angels original cast. Now entrepreneur fun. Fact, only angel to stay for the entire series. 35. Don Johnson. Real name, Donnie Wayne Johnson. Born December 15th, 1949. Then 80s icon in Miami Vice. Now still acting. Fun fact, father of actress Dakota Johnson. 36. Shelley Long. Real name, Shelley Lee Longborn. August 23rd, 1949. Then beloved Cheers actress. Now lives quietly. Fun fact, won an Emmy for her first season. 37. Christy McNichol. Real name, Christina Ann McNichol. Born September 11th, 1962. Then 70s to 80s teen star. Now retired, teaches acting. Fun fact, won 2 Emmys before turning 20. 38. Tatum O'Neal. Real name, Tatum Beatrice O'Neal. Born November 5th, 1963. Then youngest Oscar winner ever, age 10. Now appears in occasional roles. Fun fact, her Oscar record still stands today. 39. David Cassidy. Real name, David Bruce Cassidy. Born April 12th, 1950. Then teen idol of the Partridge Family. Now past 2017. Fun fact, his concerts caused Beatlemania-level chaos. 40. Brooke Shields. Real name, Brooke Krista Shields. Born May 31st, 1965. Then child superstar, Blue Lagoon. Now still acting and modeling. Fun fact, Princeton University graduate. 41. Molly Ringwald. Real name, Molly Kathleen Ringwald. Born February 18th, 1968. Then 80s teen queen, The Breakfast Club. Now actress and writer. Fun fact, fluent in French. 42. Timothy Dalton. Real name, Timothy Leonard Dalton Leggett. Born March 21st, 1946. Then James Bond, 80s. Now still active with voice roles. Fun fact, turned down the Bond role twice before accepting. 43. Shelley Duvall. Real name, Shelley Alexis Duvall. Born July 7th, 1949. Then The Shining Now. Retired fun fact. She discovered by accident at a party and became a star. 44. Sybil Shepherd. Real name, Sybil Lynn Shepherd. Born February 18th, 1950. Then moonlighting. Now still in TV movies. Fun fact, started as a model after winning a beauty contest. 45. Robert Wagner. Real name, Robert John Wagner Jr. Born February 10th, 1930. Then Heart to Heart. Now rare public appearances. Fun fact, has over 70 years in Hollywood. 46. Stephanie Powers. Real name, Stefania Zofia Fedorkovich. Born November 2nd, 1942. Then Heart to Heart star. Now animal conservationist. Fun fact, speaks multiple languages. 47. Vanessa Redgrave. Real name, Vanessa Redgrave. Born January 30th, 1937. Then award-winning British actress loved in Hollywood. Now still working. Fun fact, part of the most famous acting family in the UK. 48. John Schneider. Real name, John Richard Schneider. Born April 8th, 1960. Then Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard now. Country singer and actor. Fun fact, landed his role at just 18 by pretending to be a wild cowboy. 49. Linda Gray. Real name, Linda Ann Gray. Born September 12th, 1940. Then Sue Ellen on Dallas. Now still appearing in TV projects. Fun fact, appeared in a 1960s ad seen by over 100 million people. 50. Max Baer Jr. Real name, Maximilian Adelbert Baer Jr. Born December 4th, 1937. Then Jethro in the Beverly Hillbillies. Now retired in Nevada. Fun fact, became a millionaire through business after acting. These stars were once Hollywood royalty, and even though many stepped away from fame, their impact remains unforgettable. Which forgotten star surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch more Then versus Now transformations. Thanks for watching.